And just a typical day in Monte, Ecuador, I announced to my Facebook group by the same name, 60 Plus Black Women Expat, that I was going live to answer any questions you might have about retiring abroad in general, and specifically retiring abroad to Monte, Ecuador. I've been here 2 years and 5 months, almost 2.5 years. Any day now, I'll receive my permanent residency. And so I'm really excited about that. But I asked the ladies, well, anyone who wants to join me for a live, I'm going to be in the kitchen for a little while doing a job that's tedious but also rewarding. I'll be making turmeric paste. And in order to make turmeric paste, you need turmeric powder. And it's a lot healthier and more potent to make the powder yourself. Yes, I'm going to be making turmeric powder from fresh turmeric, which is this size. And so the first, I'll be going through those stages, and I thought this would be a great time to just ask, for you to ask questions and for me to answer any questions that I know the answers to while I'm going to be tied up for a while, because I don't get a chance often to just answer your questions. So I'm excited to do that, and you can watch me prepare turmeric to make turmeric powder. It's a messy job. It's a messy job. I hope you, I'm going to show you, I have the turmeric. I have a whole container of fresh turmeric in salt water. That's my first rinse. And then let's see, I think the lighting is okay. Okay. I have a tiny kitchen that I simply love because everything is so close at hand. Now, one of the things, so you can go ahead and ask any questions you have. Oh, from Texas. Yeah, I'll be going home soon. Hola, hola. Yes, Buenos tardes. I am taking Spanish lessons, and they are coming along. I'm not great, but I am taking lessons. I'm going to be making this paste, and I'll glance up every now and then to see if you guys have any questions. Okay? And I think the questions will automatically scroll up. I hope so. Okay, so now, if I don't see your questions, I will tell you all about making turmeric paste, as well as tell you about my life here in Monte, Ecuador. Okay, so I'll give you the first stages, and then the rest will be really boring. So this, I showed you, this is my fresh turmeric that costs all of 49 cents. Yeah, 49 cents for 2 bags of fresh turmeric. And yes, curcumin is the ingredient in turmeric that is a superfood. One of the things that I like about Ecuador and Manta specifically is, especially, is that just about every superfood you can think of literally grows just out of the ground in your neighborhood, and you can get it for pennies. Like this is 2 batches of turmeric, fresh turmeric, probably was picked that morning, and was 49 cents a bag. And I'm doing 2 bags, which is, okay, more than this, more than 2 big handfuls. There's probably 2 more in there. Let's see, hello cat. I have 2 cats I'm trying to move there now. It's the process to get pets there, because I see you have your dog. Yes, I have Tyson. Where is Tyson? He's usually at my feet. Okay, he's resting in his spot. It's a little, it's more than a notion to get your pet here. Because first of all, I would suggest that if you normally get the vet shot, and I'm pretty sure cats have to have a rabies shot as well. Whatever shots they offer, don't do the 1 year, do the 3 year. Because if you want to come back into the States, it's a whole lot easier if you get the long-term vaccination for your pets. because I was going to take Tyson, kind of a long story, I was going to take Tyson back, and we were all set to travel in July of 23, yeah. And Tyson flies with me because he's a service dog. He loves flying. And he has his own American Airlines ID. And just maybe less than a month before we were scheduled to leave, they said, you need to update his records. And it was 10 days from getting his vaccinations done again. And so I had them done here. And lo and behold, they don't like to accept Ecuador vaccinations. So it required a certification and an exam, and that's a whole nother story. But you asked about getting them here. You want to get the 3-year vaccinations, and I'll do another video on what it takes to get them back in the country once they've been to a foreign country. That's a whole nother ordeal. But you're going to need to find a USDA, a USDA certified veterinarian. And I'm going, USDA, we're not gonna eat him, but okay. USDA certified vet, and that vet, and you bring that vet your updated vaccination records. They literally do not do anything to the dog. You bring the dog, but there's no additional shots if they're up to date. But you're going to fill out a questionnaire. He's going to send that out to the USDA, and in maybe 10 days, it doesn't take very long, you're going to get a document. The vet will call you and say your documentation is ready, and USDA certifies them just by looking at their record. I call those money grabs because they're not doing anything additional to the animal, to the pet. It's just their way of saying, Mother, may I, with a price tag, to get that certification. Once you get that certification, that's what Ecuador requires for you to bring an animal into the country from the U.S. So they need the USDA certification as well as their updated vaccination records to make sure you're bringing in a healthy pet. That's it. Now, going back is a whole nother thing. Not only is the USDA involved, but then the CDC is also involved. Yeah. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Yes. So you want to do that, and I was trying to see, you might want to go to, I'm trying to see if it was on the U.S. Embassy site, or you could just Google requirements for pets in Ecuador. But I know for sure you need that USDA certification, and it doesn't take much to get it. Yeah. All right, I'm starting. Okay, so that's the pets question. Now I'll go back to the turmeric. So I got the turmeric, and I went on AI to ask, do I have to wash it? Do I have to peel it? There's no longer a waiting period. They can come when I come. Oh yeah, they can come with you when you come. Yeah, as long as they've had as long as all the records are clear and they're certified to travel, they can come. Now, I'm pretty sure cats can be, as long as they're in their container. I don't know what the airline cost is, but that depends on your particular airline. Yeah, okay. I think that's it for pets. How did your dog do on that long flight? Oh, well, I broke the flight up. I flew out of DFW to Miami. I think that was maybe a 4-hour flight, so it wasn't bad. And then we spent the night in Miami, and I flew out but I planned it that way. I could have done it all in a day, but I wanted to give him a rest. But Tyson was thoroughly prepared. It wasn't the first time he's flown with me because he's a service dog. He flies with me in the cabin. So I trained him. I brought him to the airport weeks, maybe I maybe started 2 months out, where the closer I got, the more frequent I went to the airport. So I know he had gone to the airport at least, no, I won't say a month out. I think the month we were scheduled to travel, I took him to the airport so he would be used to people being in really, really close contact with him, and with people trying to play with him. I vest him up with his service dog vest and everything. And we went to the airport. We sat in baggage. I wanted to make sure he would obey all my commands, because now with the cat, you'll probably have the cat to carry on, so you won't have to do all that. But if you're traveling with a dog that's going to be in the cabin with you, you don't want to spring anything new on the dog, because that's stressful. So by the time we were ready to travel, no big deal. I mean, other dogs were there, some barking at him, but he's trained not to pay attention to distractions, especially when he puts on his little vest and he knows he's going to be flying. He flew with me to Puerto Vallarta, so that wasn't his first flight. And he loves the attention he gets from the flight attendants and the people sitting next to him. He totally ignores them. So he did great. In fact, when I landed, either here or in Mexico, when he flew with me, both asked the same thing: how was he on the flight? And I said, well, I train dogs, not by choice. People use that. Can you train my dog to do what you do? But he had to have special training to be registered as a service dog. So. So he did really well on the flight, yeah. He would scoot under my seat. I always got a seat like in front of where there was not another seat in front of me, the one right behind first class, or where there's an opening, so there's one leg room where he can lay down. He's small enough to actually fit under the seat in front of me with just his head sticking out. He doesn't have much room, but he has enough room. Let's see, can I bring all of my clothes? I'm a thick woman clothes. That's a debate. People have told me supposedly Ecuador has a 2 baggage limit, suitcase limit. I fly American, and American enforces that. People that fly Delta, United, Copa, and everything else has told me that only applies to me. So that's all I can say on that. I only came with 2 bags, but I had a friend that came. I came in January, she came in February and brought me another suitcase full of stuff that I needed. Okay. And clothes are relatively inexpensive here. You can have if you said you were a thick woman. Oh, the thick women love Manta, because you can get a dress custom made. I mean, from picking out the fabric, the length of the sleeves, how you want it to fall. Very, very talented seamstress here for a very reasonable price. So people get wardrobes, literally get their wardrobes made here, and end up wearing the clothes that they have made here. Or and you can find clothes that fit you in the shops too, but the thicker, at your words, not mine, women tend to like to get their clothes made here, and they're absolutely beautiful. Plus the fabric here made for this climate. So you might not want to bring a whole lot of your clothes, because I find that the clothes I don't wear that often, because they were meant for Dallas dry heat. and here it's humid. And so, yeah. Uh, Aside from the swimsuit and shorts and t-shirts, um, and maybe one or two like really dressy dresses. Yeah, most of the stuff I have, I can buy off the rack. I actually haven't had anything made here. I keep myself from buying a sewing machine because I know I would get out of hand buying fabric. So I'm forcing myself, even though I sew very well. That was one of the things I used to make, all the clothes and draperies and things for the house. So that's how I relax. Okay, let's see, can I bring my clothes? Okay. So that's about clothes, that's about, and about yourself, you want to make sure that your medications are in, if you're on any prescriptions, leave them in the prescription bottle, just in case they check. I didn't have a problem with that. Okay. Alrighty. So, let's see. This is a tedious job. I'm about halfway done. And I'm peeling them. Oh, I asked AI if I had to peel it, because there's 50-50 that you have to peel it to make the turmeric powder. They said if it was organic turmeric, that I didn't have to, but it might have a slightly bitter taste, the finished product, if I was making a paste, and I am making a paste, so I don't want that. And that it might be not as bright an orange, because the outside is a little brown. So it just wasn't worth it to me to take that chance. This is only my second time. Do you have an agent plan? Did you have an agent to find your condo? How many places did you look before you finally found your place? Yes, absolutely. Before you come, you want to join the Facebook group. And also, so by the time I got here, I had not only found my condo, I had already signed a lease, committed to it. And I'm trying to see if I had sent the deposit ahead. I'm not sure. I had committed to that condo. And when I landed, literally, my representative, there were keys in hand, and that was wonderful. And I walked right into it, because before I ever got here, I saw the whole thing. They videotaped it, walked through. So I knew what the cabinets looked like, the appliances that were on the counter, the towels that were in the shower curtain, everything. I knew everything about it, because she literally walked through the condo from outside, inside, into my apartment. And that's exactly what you want. And there are a couple of agents here that do that. And so that's something you can contact me for directly, and I'll give that information to you. So I came in January, which was high season. And so for the price that I wanted to pay, there was one that I loved, but the people wouldn't move out. They loved it too. They were scheduled to move out. Their lease was up, and they decided to stay. So I went with my second choice, which was fine, but it was not facing the ocean. I had a side view of the ocean. My living room did face the ocean, but there wasn't a balcony. The balcony was on the side. So I did a 6-month lease, and I knew I would have time to find a oceanfront, because that's my whole point of coming, to have oceanfront in 6 months when it wasn't prime season. It wasn't high season. And that's exactly what I did. And I used the same realtor to find the second place. And there are lots and lots and lots of nice places. So even during high season now, because Monta has really built a lot of brand new condos, you won't have a problem finding something really, really nice. You just want to be sure to ask questions that you don't normally ask in the state, like is there hot water all through the house? Because that's not it's not an Ecuadorian thing, or whatever. It'll be, you can have literally a brand new condo where hot water is only in the bathrooms. Most of them now, because they do cater to, especially the ones in, I call the expats bubble, which is the area where most of the expats live, in high rises and in houses and whatever. A lot of them do have, the amenities that Americans expect, but not all. So you need to ask, is that one you're getting? No, this is my third place. I moved, I was in Arrecife, which I loved. It was a 2-bedroom and 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And that's what I like about most of the condos here. Nobody has to go through your bedroom to go to a bathroom. Even 1-bedrooms usually have 1.5 bath. So that the guest bath, the social baño, the social bath, is for company. But it was a very spacious, nicely furnished, and they are furnished. You do want furnished, especially if you are flying in where you're limited to 2 bags or whatever. And I kind of discourage people from trying to ship stuff because, like I said, the furniture over here was built for the climate So whether you're going to Cuenca, Quito, or Manta, or Mexico, anywhere you go, the furniture where you live now is for the climate that you live in. So a lot of my leather boots and stuff like that, well, first of all, I didn't need to bring all those, and I brought a few, but my leather handbags and briefcases, I had to be careful that they not mildew from the moisture. So I had to discover what a dehumidifier was and get one for my closets. Another reason why you don't want to bring a whole lot of your clothes, because the fabrics may be one that actually are given to mildewing, which you would never know until you got in the climate. Yeah, until you are in a climate where it's humid all the time. Now, it's not miserable. I love it. Today I don't have, I just have the ceiling fan on. You can't see it, it's right above my head. And my back door open, and it's very nice breeze, very pleasant day. And it's been nice for a long time. So, yeah, so you want to make sure that your clothing and your other articles. In a furnished apartment, you'll have everything. You'll have dishes, towels, pots, appliances, your bed, your sofa, your lighting. When they say furnished, they mean furnished. And like I said, you would see all that before you ever landed. I suggest that people either do a 6 months lease or do Airbnb for a month or 2 months to give them a chance to find out, to look around and see, because you're going to make friends. You're going to make friends before you get here when you join the Facebook group. So, and then we normally do a meet and greet for those who are landing, so they can get to meet even more people, and they are really helpful about telling you what they like or don't like about their condo, and stuff like that. So you don't want to commit to a 1-year lease and then get here and find out there's one literally across the street or in a neighborhood next to your new best friend that was available for about the same price. So I tell people, a lot of people would do a boots on the ground, which I always suggest, especially if you're relocating. Come and spend a month, not a week, not 2 weeks. Come and spend at least 6 weeks to 90 days here. You can stay 90 days just on a visitor's visa. it's so worth it, because then you know what to leave at home and what to take with you. And that makes such it's the little things like press and seal. the press and seal the press and seal wrap that I used to just cover, anything, just cover. It's not here. It's not here. And their film wrap is, I can't ever even peel it off the roll. And you think, oh, that's such a little thing. It literally drove me crazy. And the first person that came brought me press and seal, two containers of it, and everybody that's headed this way will ask, what do you need me to bring? And it's usually press and seal. If I'm out of it, that too will last me for 6 months, so no big deal. Or agave syrup, which I use as a sweetener. So when you do a boots on the ground, you find out the little things that, oh, I better bring that from home. Okay. And we do have Amazon, so you can order stuff from Amazon. When I first got here, it was very expensive to have it shipped here, but it's better now. I think if you order over $99, that is really cheap, really inexpensive. What about electricity? Okay, this is my third place. My first place, it was the AC like we have in this. No, it wasn't. Okay, their AC units are a cylinder-like unit that hang, but this one had ductwork, and so there were one in the bedroom, there were one in each bedroom, and one in the family room, and that's unusual to have it ductwork like that, because I ran the air conditioning a lot, and my bill was maybe $125. So that wasn't bad. It certainly was better than in the States. $125 was my electric bill. My Wi-Fi was, I think it was $35. And that was for streaming. Water was taken care of, but you buy bottled water. You can't see, but I just added a little purification system to my sink, and it just screwed right into the faucet. I can't believe I hadn't done that before, but I love that. And I also get the bottled water. I have that delivered, and it's $1.85 delivered to my door. I like that a lot. So, okay, electricity was $125 for the 2-bedroom. I was on the 4th floor, and I didn't pay for water except for the water that I ordered, and that's a 5-gallon thing that they deliver to your door. Usually the condos have it, and they just bring it up, and there's a little dispenser. Let's see, gas, my first place didn't have gas, it was all electric. So, yeah, so that included the heating, the cooling, hot water, all that, for $125. My second place was 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, with what they call squatter's room, which was another full room and another full bath. So it was actually 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. And I did have gas and electric. My electric bill, there was not ductwork, which I was really glad of. It was just the units in the room, so I just cooled the room I was in. There were units in the bedroom. And then I was literally on the beach. I was oceanfront, so I would just get a nice breeze off of the balcony in the ocean. And I had a fan near the door. And my bill in the 3-bedroom normally was $67. So it actually was a lot less because it was in that ductwork. And I was just cooling the room that I was in. So yeah, electricity A lot cheaper than in the States. Yeah, see, my highest bill was when the whole family came and, well, it was whole family, one of my children and her whole family, which was a family of 5, and they like it icy cold when they slept, and so they would have, I mean, icy cold. And the bill that Christmas was $125. Yeah, and they ran the air every night, all through the night. They didn't just cool down the room. So water was taken care of at both places. I'm in a house now. I moved into this place in February, and my first little house, I love it. And I do pay water. The largest water bill I have, where I hose down the patio and the closed-in patio and the little outdoor patio, and mopped all kinds of stuff, just went crazy with water. My water bill was $9.43. Yeah, under $10. So my lowest bill since moving in March was $4. My largest bill under $10 for water. My rent includes my Wi-Fi, and my gas bill, the highest gas bill I've had. Oh, no, that was the electric bill. The highest electric bill has been $66. The average is $44. My electric bill is not 40. Our average is $44 a month, and the gas is a propane unit, and I haven't had to have it replaced since I've been here. So I have no idea. Probably, I think he said it was like $4 or $8, but I moved in March, and I haven't had to replace gas. Let's see, that's called expensive. The condo's expensive on the beach because that's what I would love, a 2-bedroom on the beach. It depends. It depends. I had a really good deal. My condo, a really good deal. My condo was $1,100. Yeah. Yeah. It was $1,100, and literally, if you look at I made tons of videos on that. So if you look at those, because I just love the balcony. The balcony was like a room. It literally was an outdoor room of itself. I had everything out there. I had 2 sets of patio furniture, and it wasn't crowded. And 2 of the 3 bedrooms had their own private walk onto the balcony, walk out to the balcony. In that building, I say, you probably could get for 18, 15, 18. Just depends on your taste and location, but there are a lot of new ones, and yeah, a lot cheaper than you pay in the States. And the only reason I left there, because nobody ever thought I'd leave there because I love the place, but there was a brand new construction going up next door, and the construction noise and the fumes was too much for Tyson and me. So, but I'm happy about the move because I'm still close to the water. It's literally across the street. So it's not downstairs, but I cross the street and I'm at the beach. So I like that. And I'm close to the mall, and closer now to the mall. The mall was maybe a 7-minute car ride. Now it's a 6-minute walk. Okay. Okay. Taking me almost, I don't know, how long have I been on? 34 minutes, yeah. I'm almost finished filling this turmeric. And one thing about making turmeric paste, one of the things that I love here is eating healthy. Most of the people, how do you get around? Taxi, Uber, and InDrive. When I first moved here, they did not have Uber in Manta. I think it was in Cuenca and Quito and other cities, but Manta didn't have it. And I think Uber came the end of 2023, the beginning of 2024. before or whatever, but we do have Uber now. I didn't have to do anything different. The same Uber account that I had in the States when I downloaded the app, boom, I was there. And so to take a taxi in the central area during the say morning from say 2 o'clock is usually like $1.50, $1.75 to go the places we need to go. And then if you go on the outskirts or further out where it's more than 10 minutes in the car, usually might be $5. A lot of people, after they've been here, those who live here, will have a favorite driver that becomes their own private driver. So if they're gonna be out for like more than an hour going several different places, you know, you have the choice of jumping in and out of a yellow cab, which is literally everywhere. You can get a taxi, way down a taxi, and usually under $5, which is incredible because I lived in downtown Dallas, and with the Uber pulled up, it was $25 before I went anywhere. So we'll take Uber, InDrive is another app, and the regular taxis. And let's see, and the bus. And if you're over 65, it's 40 cents to ride the bus. If you're over 65, it's half of that, so it's 20 cents for me to ride the bus. And sometimes I just like to ride the bus. But most of us walk most of the places we go to, which is why I picked Manta, because it's a very walkable city. I wanted a city that I could not have to own a car. And I love not owning a car here. I don't have to worry about where I'm parking it or walk back to it when I'm finished doing whatever I have to do, or pay insurance and storage and walk, just I picked a place where I didn't need a car to get around. And I'm in walking distance to the mall. I'm in walking distance to most of my friends. And I say walking distance, I'm at the mall in 6 minutes. It's literally a couple blocks away. And restaurants all around me, tiendas are around, little grocery stores, vegetable markets, mom and pop restaurants, walk across the beach and get, restaurants all along the beach. So, yeah. And the weather's great, so you can walk. You do have to wear sunscreen. I would suggest you bring sunscreen from home. Yes, they sell sunscreen here, but it's expensive. You'll pay $40, $70 something, for the sunscreen. That's $6.99 at home, $11, $12, $20 at home for the good stuff. So I would bring sunscreen, because even though it's overcast, it's still bright out, and we are on the equator, Ecuador. We're on the equator, so you're closer to the sun. So even if you're not hot, you get sunburned. And as dark as I am, yes, I got sunburned. I've been sunburned several times, so I usually go out in the morning. And if they always list the UV index with the weather on your phone, and so I'll check it, and if it'll tell you, skin will burn after 11 minutes without protection. And that's why you'll see a lot of people, even though we're in a warm climate, that will wear sleeves, but they'll wear sleeves that catch the air, like windbreaker type stuff, and actually helps keep you cool and protects your skin. Yes, so how to get around? I walk. Let's see. I turned in late, so you're in the house now. How many bedrooms? Oh, the house has 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. I love the baths here. In the condo, and I don't know if it's an Ecuadorian thing, the bathrooms tend to be not well lit, some of them, for my taste. And this one, the lighting is great. And yeah, I like it. I like the bathrooms. And so, 2 bedroom, 2.5 baths. So, of course, that's a guest bath. Nobody has to go in nobody's bedroom. uh, washer, dryer, utility room, which the utility room is like, it's a room. There's storage and a whole wash drain, and yeah, I have some, so I can put, and I have a full garage. Yay! Have a garage with automatic door opener and all that good stuff. And I have a balcony, a tiny little balcony that I can sit and watch people pass, walking down the Malecon. And then I have a complete closed-in balcony, which is really cool, with screened in. Did you do a tour of this house? Oh, absolutely. I moved here I had started looking when the construction noise was, it wasn't that bad, and I probably would have stayed. The noise wasn't so much as when the fumes, when it got to my level and I was on the 6th floor, when it got past me is when the really, really, really fine dust started to bother Tyson with sneezing and wheezing and hard to breathe. And I noticed that I thought it was allergies. It wasn't allergies. It was whatever the construction stuff was blowing, the really, really fine dust, which I'm sure was not good for my lungs and his. So. But the realtor showed me several places. I went with a different realtor because he was referred to me. There actually was someone who knew the owner of this place who had several properties, and I looked at them. There were condos and then the house, and I was like, a house. And I liked the neighborhood and everything, and so I don't think I even told him I wanted a house, but he showed me this and it fit the bill. It just checked off, got all my check marks in terms of location and price and what I needed, and yeah. And I've been pretty happy. And I love the landlord. He's very attentive to getting, I said, I want a ceiling fan. I'll go half because there wasn't a ceiling fan in the kitchen. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave the fan when I go. So can we go half on installing it? So sometimes you can negotiate with your landlord and sometimes not. Yeah. My last place would have just said no. Let's see. Say hi. Hi. Did you? Yeah, so yeah, I toured it. Not only did I tour it twice during the day, but I came back at night because as in the States, I did that too when I picked my condo in the States. It could be a totally different atmosphere at night because during the day everybody's at work. And this is Latin America, and lots of celebrations, lots of music at night, and I wanted to be able to rest, so I didn't want to be in a noisy neighborhood with noisy neighbors that were partying all night and stuff like that. So I purposely came during the evening hours at like 7 o'clock. There's a restaurant that's 2 doors over. Want to make sure they weren't playing like crazy music at night, and everything was fine. Yeah, I actually enjoy the sound of the music in the early evening, and if I don't want to sit outside or in the living room, I just go to my bedroom. It's fine. So I always tell people, you want to see it in the daytime and you want to see it at night. Can I still have my bank account? Oh, absolutely. Yes, money stays in the U.S. Now, people will have I have an account over here because that's how I pay my rent, and that's one of the things I cover of surprises, which is why I say you always want to do what I call a boots on the ground, which is it's not a vacation. You're not coming to do all activities. You're coming to check out, could this be a place I could be comfortable living? But one of the things I found, each place I've lived the procedure to pay the rent was different. With my first apartment, I paid the rent through Western Union. Yeah, it was owned by a company, and I don't even think they were in the state, but my agent was, set up, so I would pay, uh, and I had Western Union on my phone, so I either could go to the mall, which is a very nice four-level mall, and they have like little bill paying places. C&T is one, and Western Union was in the mall, so I could walk to the mall once a month, or I could get on my phone with the Western Union app, and I would pay the rent that way. My second place, I paid the rent at the landlord's bank. I had her banking information. She did not want to be paid by Western Union or anything like that. So every month I had to go to her bank and deposit cash, which there was no sense in fighting. That's the way she wanted it. I wanted to play, so that's what I did. With this place, I even tried bank transfer because I opened a savings account here, and my monthly income goes into my bank in the U.S., and then the ATMs, I would just take out what I needed for the month here, and I open a savings account here. So I would withdraw the cash, deposit it in my, that I wanted to put in the bank here. I put in a savings account or checking account. A lot of people have CDs here because the CD rates are pretty high. They're pretty good rates for CDs. So, but I would say probably 90% we keep our money stateside. Yeah. And especially with the crazy stuff that's going on now, you don't want to. You want your money in the stateside. You want an account that you're not going to be charged a foreign exchange fee for withdrawals, or that you're reimbursed, like Schwab accounts. I think someone said, I know Schwab, and I think Fidelity also doesn't charge a foreign exchange fee for you to use your card over here or withdraw at ATMs. They reimburse. I'm with USAA, and they reimburse for ATM fees. Let's see. And so here I just do a bank-to-bank transfer on my phone from my bank to my landlord's bank. So that's really easy. Yeah, you want to have a bank account. You want to keep your money in the U.S. The ATMs always, I won't say always. The ATM, we're on the U.S. dollar, so there's no currency exchange. We're on the U.S. dollar, and so you get dollar bills out of the ATM machine. And how I pay, so I pay all my bills now online. I pay my water through savings transfer or payment account. And you can also pay your doctor here that way. I have both government insurance, like our equivalent of Medicare. I have theirs. It's called IESS. And I also have private insurance because they were saying I've never had to use either one yet because I've just paid out of pocket because a doctor visit's like $60 to come to your house or to go to the doctor's office, and then tests are a whole lot more reasonable. And that's not deductible, that's the entire doctor visit. And then there are pharmacies everywhere, literally. I think there's like 8 pharmacies in the mall. I'm not kidding. They're a lot. But, and there are pharmacies in your neighborhoods and all that. What about regular medication? Yeah. You say regular medication. So, yeah, there's pharmacies everywhere. I tend to, my allergies in the States were not good, because I lived in Texas and I'm allergic to nut pollen. And I love pecans, and there were pecan trees everywhere, of course. So over here, No, had the first year, I did have a problem with the allergies, and I think that was my body adjusting to the pollen or whatever, what grows here in Ecuador. And I found that their antihistamines, they just weren't working for me. So I did bring a good supply of the equivalent of Claritin D 24 hours, which I like the Kirkland brand better than the actual brand name Claritin D. And so I brought that, and anybody that came, I would bring it. Of course, they do prescribe antihistamines over here, but they were like half the potency. So if you know you have allergies, I would bring some allergy medicine with me in more than 1 month supply. You won't need it every day, but when you need it, you need it. Refills, you're talking about prescription drugs. You want to check that out, and you want to get online and make sure that any medication that you're on is legal here, because some medications are just not, I have ADHD, and Adderall is legal here, but I've never taken it. But Vyvanse, Adderall is prescribed here. I think Adderall, well, I don't know about Adderall, Ritalin. I think Ritalin is available here, prescribed here. But Vyvanse is not. That's an ADHD medication. It's legal. You can have it here as long as you have a prescription, but then you would have to have it sent in from the States, which is no easy feat. So, because with a lot of prescriptions, they require your doctor visit, and so you would want to set all that up with your doctor beforehand and do Zoom visits and whatever, and then have the refills sent. We're not on a mail service like the U.S. Postal Service, no. But there are a lot of countries that don't have a national mail service. We do have delivery carriers, so a lot of people, when you get stuff from the States, either someone's coming and they'll bring it for us, and I had that happen once where I had the doctor here write a letter for my friend to carry, because of course the prescription was in my name. No problem at all, no problem at all. But you want to make sure you dot all your I's and cross your T's. Oh, great. Glad to catch you too. Let's see. So, refills, I would have like CVS. I have what we call a meal service, where it's an Ecuadorian company. It's an individual or small business or whatever, and that's what they do. You have stuff shipped to their location. Mine happens to be in Florida. You have shipped to their location, and they mail the packages into Ecuador, and then the local Ecuadorian courier service will deliver it to your door. And some have, they're different ones. I happen to love the courier service the meal service that I use. Some people say theirs are a nightmare. It's just, I was referred to this person, and I've used them for as long as I've been here. And it's usually like $9 a pound, minimum $9. It was $8 when I first moved here, but minimum $9 for like a letter. We have DHL and we have Federal Express. Federal Express quoted me $130.62 for a letter that was going to take 3 weeks. My news service got it to me less than 10 days after she received it, and it was $9. So that's why you want to, when you get here and meet and greet people, they give you all the tips and stuff, and that's why it's good to have a boots on the ground, because it may be something that's a deal breaker for you. You don't want to find out about deal breakers after you sold everything and moved here. that's traumatizing. So you want to do a boots on the ground because things are different. Priorities are different. That's one of the good things. Uh, People are more laid back. They really enjoy fellowship with one another. They don't work to work. They work to eat, and they work to take care of their families and enjoy their families. My stuff sent somewhere. I have my stuff to Florida and delivered here in Plainville. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Elizabeth says I have my stuff sent somewhere in Florida and delivered to me here in Plainville. Yep, me too. Yes, looking for the tuna delivery video. Oh yes, my stuff came from Timu and it was a lot quicker than I expected. It wasn't expensive because you know with Timu, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, you get all these deals and stuff where you get free shipping and this off and that off. Everything came, I liked the quality of it. I had ordered from them before, but it had been delivered to my other place. I wasn't sure with this new location because I couldn't, I knew what the cross streets were and stuff like that in my address, but it was no problem at all. The guy called me and said he wanted to confirm I'd be home, and he was there, rang the doorbell, I got my package, and it was all good. I have another one, I have two on the way. I have another one that should be arriving any day now. And yeah, so that's good. So you can get your stuff. Let's see. All righty. Okay, I've been on almost an hour. Yay. But I have completed the first step of making the turmeric powder. So now I peel this with my fingernails. One thing about turmeric, everything it touches is going to turn yellow or orange, just like a dye. So my fingernails are nice and yellow, but I can get them back white with a little toothpaste and baking soda. And it's a whole lot easier to peel them because my fingernails are very strong and they grow really, really fast and long. So I just scrape them and now they're all nice and clean. I'm going to chop them really fine. I may put them in a food processor, and then I'm gonna pop them in the oven on a very low heat and till they dehydrate. I thought about getting a dehydrator, and I may, if I upgrade my air fryer, I'll get one that also will have a dehydrator. But there's no problem. I've enjoyed talking to you and being on for an hour, almost an hour, 58 minutes, okay. And which made this go a lot faster because I was not looking forward to it. I have to immediately wipe off anything that, anything yellow splashed on it, or it will be yellow forever. Okay, all right, good. Yeah, so I'm gonna chop these and pop them in the oven. And until next time, you can continue to post your questions here, and I will get back with you with an answer. I enjoyed it. I hope you did. Bye. Oh, where would I get a dehydrator from? The air fryers. Westinghouse has one. A girlfriend. I am coveting it. I'm envying it. She has a Westinghouse air fryer that she got at the shop here, and it was electronics over here very, very expensive. When I first got here, air fryers were like $200, $300, which is ridiculous. They've come down considerably. You can get them at a very reasonable price, very reasonable now. So because with 2 bags, I was not going to bring an air fryer. Uh, I have an air fryer already right here, and so I can't justify getting a new air fryer, but I probably will break down. But I have an oven, so I can dehydrate in the oven. But yeah, the air fryers will fry and they'll bake and they'll dehydrate and a bunch of good stuff, and you can do yogurts in them. And you can do that with, an oven and an air fryer. So, but it's cute to have it all in one. I maybe will reward myself with one later on. All right, it's exactly an hour, and I'm signing off. Hope you enjoyed it. Any more questions? If you didn't subscribe, please subscribe and share this, and I'll make more so I can get my subscriptions up and do answer more questions, because I know a lot of people are considering leaving the U.S. and for their reasons, and to just live a slower pace, less hectic life in a climate and a community where there already are Black expats settled that are into enjoying their lives, and so you have like a real soft landing. And that's what I want for everybody that I can help. So until next time, never give up on your dreams. Bye. I have to find the finish sign. Let's see, finish. I think it's here. Close, okay. Yes, I want to stop.